Okay, I want to welcome everybody once again. I want to say hello to all viewers, okay, new friends as well as old friends and anyone who's watching. It's me, Richard Clark, okay, Bushu Richard, again with another philosophy video, okay, life philosophy video. Please remember, okay, that when I share my philosophy or just share my thoughts on life, that's what it really is. I'm just sharing how I feel, and how I really feel is the same as I believe with words, that is, it all comes out as nothing. No matter how much you talk or think sometimes, you know, it's all just that one direction, you know, the truth is the truth, and that's the thing you've got to keep in mind, you know. So for me, I just feel and I look for truth within me. I don't like to just put out and just talk to a camera, or put out my words and say this is what it is, you know, and this is the absolute truth. You should be on this path, you know, in your life. I don't mean that at all. I'd never mean that. And you might say, well, come on, Richard, what's the point then, you know? Why are you doing this? Why are you talking to a camera? There's obviously something you want to do. That's right. We all do have aims, even though those aims sometimes mislead us, further from the truth. But my aim is ultimately to share, what can I say, is learning, basically, learning, you know, and communicating with other human beings. So, putting those feelings out, studying, you know, putting my ideas, my thoughts out, hearing other people's thoughts back, and that's what life's about. We have to communicate with each other as a human race. But as long as people keep forcing their beliefs and ideas on people and saying that this is what it is, you know, this is the right way and you should do it this way and that way, you know, that you're just blinding yourself, you know, and it's like filling your hands up, basically, carrying rubbish in your hands. You need to free up your hands sometimes, you know, free up your mind and empty the cup, as they say, empty your cup, you know, so you've got more space to learn more and give yourself more power and ability in life. Okay, so I'm rambling here. We're not even started yet on this topic. Today's topic is really, it's about language, you know, it's about misguided language, empty, mindless language almost. And this might sound kind of ridiculous to say, because all language comes from a source. You know, it's like when people give advice to people and things like that, and where's it coming from? The source, you know. It's coming from a lost, misguided person in the first place sometimes. But yet these same people give advice out. And so I'm a massive fan of Jock Fresco. As I say, Jock Fresco, he even said that, and as I've said before, he even said that all people have their own language, so nobody can really, unless we truly clean ourselves out within, will we ever have a start, you know, to make honest communication. It seems that the idea of that, the whole concept of that, seems so difficult to most people that we're never going to have a start with anything. But as long as you have a concept, then you have a start, right? That's what it is. Good or bad, whatever will come of that, of a development and practice over time, that, you know, that depends on the actual, it takes time, as I say, and study of that. It's not just a gradual thing, you know, failure or success. Things will come in different steps, but you have to study the whole thing and take the right turns, the same way that you're driving on a route, finding the best route to get somewhere. You need to find, you know, follow and learn the route, you know what I mean? Okay, now, let's begin. So, what do I mean then, excuse me, what do I mean about being misguided and like lost and, you know, empty almost in your language? Well, first of all, let's look at the different sources again. We've already talked about weakness and fear, and how some people put that out and project that in a negative way, such as hate and things like that, and just treating people meanly. Now let's look at something, okay? I'm going to give you a few words. Not too many. As much as I can fit as many as I can fit into a couple of seconds. No, but really, a few words. Advice. Okay. What is advice? And help. What is help? And what else can you think of? Encouragement. What is encouragement? So you got there, help, advice, encouragement. Okay, all of this. Even other things such as forgiveness. When you forgive somebody, so you can help somebody, advise somebody, encourage someone, forgive someone. All of these things. Okay. Sometimes, if they're not coming from an honest source, or what is that? I mean, coming from a source with root, which has to come from a seed. Yeah, fair enough. We all do have a point as to why we do things, and it's not just like pure honesty. Even if it was total, pure, kind honesty, it wasn't negative. It would still be kind of, if there was no meaning to it, it would kind of seem pointless in some situations, if that can be understood. It's like all kindness and all good, positivity is good, but it's like it's got to come from an understanding. Everything we do in our life must come from an understanding, right? It's the positive first base, before you move on. So what do I mean then? If you are advising someone and you are saying to someone, giving someone advice, yeah, you should this, that, or you should, or you shouldn't, or you're telling somebody, if I were you, I would do it this way, or constructive criticism and all this, and like, I agree with what you said, but I don't agree with this part, and if I was you, I would do it this way, and blah, blah, blah. Well, I can give you a better idea. How about you do this? What I want to say is, all these words I've just said, help, advice, these kind of things, even encouragement and forgiveness. I've just taken 4 here. Can go on, there's more. But, they all can be empty and meaningless, and if they're truly empty, it doesn't mean they're totally negative always, but they're definitely more negative if they're coming from a negative source, right? That's what I'm saying. And negativity is nothing, and positivity is the growth of something, development of something. Negativity is like nothing, So, what I'm saying is if you're going around giving that kind of advice to people, telling people how they should, in your eyes, in your view, don't forget, to live their life, why am I saying that is negative? Is it wrong to go around giving people advice and trying to help out, as I say, help or advice? Is that wrong? Well, it's definitely right. You're trying to encourage someone to say again these words again, or trying to help someone and give them a good feeling, make them feel good about themselves. You're trying to help them. It's like guidance again. I mean, trying to do that. But the thing is, it's coming from a source of judgment within yourself. It's judgment. That's what it really is. When you're looking at someone and you're judging them by what you're seeing, you're basically saying that that person, in the way they're doing something, or the way they're thinking or speaking, or just what you perceive, you believe from your experience from the time you were born until now, you're living your life experience. You've got a better outlook than that person. You're judging them and saying that that's not the best way, and even based on concrete, real fact, even like with your experience that inside you, this way works better, and you might want to be just kind and help the person and say, well, you should do things this way, it'll be better. We can kindly give people advice and help, but for me, it's not something I like doing. I don't like to go around and say, I'll teach you this, I'll give you advice, and you should this and blah blah, or constructive criticism or anything. Because who the hell am I to judge another human being? That's what I'm trying to say. Now, it goes more deeper than just telling people they're wrong, Telling people they're wrong, saying, oh, you can't judge people like that, it's not fair, and you shouldn't go around telling people what to do. Because from somebody else's point of view, they might not understand that, and they'll say, well, look, I'm trying to help the person, I'm trying to give that person advice, I know better. Be it true or not that they know better, or things have worked well for them, and seemingly would be better to someone else's ways or words or whatever. the true thing is, you're judging someone. You only know your own strengths and weaknesses, and you're saying that those are laws that make up your life, and it should be the same for all human beings. We go around in this robotic state, a lot of people, not me thankfully, but a lot of people go around in this society, or any society, believing what they see around them, the society, all the fake stuff, all the how people treat others, that's the way you should treat others, and they go around without any honesty in them at all, because they fear that. They know that if they just go around and be honest and kind to people all day, that it's going to come back, and they either believe this, or regardless of what their thoughts are, it's too many people going around with this attitude causes negativity, so they feel, look, if you can't beat them, join them, right, in the negativity side, and they feel, I would be a fool to be honest and kind and just treat people fairly and really go out and help people and advise them. So people are all doing it for themselves. You get cunning, sly snakes, foxes and wolves, tigers. I'm just trying to say, So what I'm saying is, sometimes when someone's going and giving advice to people, it's coming from a source that they believe there's a right and a wrong way of doing things, and they want to impose their idea. Now, sometimes it might seem that someone wants to help somebody, or helping you even, someone, or giving you advice and telling you should do this, or I've got a better idea, or in my point of view, it might seem like they're trying to give you help, but in a way they're trying to show something. It's like they might not even really care about you. I'm not telling you to have lack of trust in people here. If someone does give you advice and whatever, you should humbly just say okay and listen to it, whatever it is, and see for yourself and think about it if it's good or not for yourself. Don't just follow blindly, but don't just ignore. Always use your own head, because that's where everything starts. But what I'm saying is, some people do. They are giving you this advice just so that you know. But sometimes, for example, what's the fear? The fear is that other people won't look highly of them. There's people that go around all day giving advice and pointing out for people how they should live their life and giving them guidance. And as I said, being friendly, being kind, giving encouragement, you help, advice, encouragement, all of this. Even things like forgiveness, I was going to say, like forgiving you. You might have not even done such wrong to the person. It might be very little, or it might be hardly anything or nothing, and the person goes around, don't worry, I'll forgive you for that time, blah, 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 or that, it's okay, and they're coming across so easygoing and so kind, all those good things, advice and kindness, friendship, loyalty, there's so many things that it's like an attack on you in a way. Please do not take this the wrong way. I'm not telling you to see everyone as negative, okay? That's not the right attitude at all. I'm not saying to you that you should look at people like the negative people are negative and the kind people are also negative, and give you a sense of like negative feeling within yourself and hate. That's not the way. You've got to see people for who they are, human beings. And human beings, sadly, a lot of people, especially the ones that have been brought up in a certain society, have these natural instincts, natural emotions. We all have emotions as human beings. So some people, the fear grows with, from their upbringing and everything within them. When some people see them a certain way, as not being smart or not being wise, and not having any ability or any knowledge, they feel they have to show that. So they go out and show this, but a lot of the time it's like an attack on. It's like how can I say? It's like an empty attack. You shouldn't let others' attitudes bother you in any way. But what I'm trying to say is, some people are literally, it's coming from an empty source. So if you're the kind of person that goes around, opening your mouth to people, giving them advice, or this or that, or trying to prove to people that you're this or that, that's what it is. You've got to look to the truth and what your fears are. if you weren't to do that, you know, would it be okay? You know what I mean? Yeah. And do you have to let people? Do you have to like word things out? Like I forgive you. You know I forgive you, and let them know that you're great because you forgive them. Can't you just forgive them in your heart? You know what I'm trying to say? Some things are not done with the mouth and just said, you know, and just expressed outwardly. Some things you just feel. That if you can feel all those emotions, everything that you're, without saying anything or doing anything, if you really feel that, isn't that good? You know what I mean? Then that's a good thing, right? But if you're going out there and saying, giving advice to people and blah blah blah, that means that you're jumping the gun and you're judging people and saying, just looking at people and saying, well, that's not the right way to live. This is the right way here. All human beings are the same. You know, it's true we say like, all human beings can help themselves and blah blah blah. In that way we're the same. But it's like we're all unique, and it's like if you believe that the whole human race should be replica clones of you, this is where your problem is. And what the hell would you learn without that? As I say, it's like it's like we've said before, only with imbalance is there balance. You see what I'm saying? Because we're so imbalanced, like so. It's the wrong word to say imbalance, but you know, because we're all, you know what I mean. The balance is there because of that. As I say, that's why you've got different roles in society and all that. So it's imbalance, and balancing imbalance, as we say. And it's like you can go so deep with this thing. Everything is nothing, nothing is everything. When you've got nothing good, you've got everything bad, or everything bad, nothing good, or whatever, nothing but everything, you know what I mean? Or bits and pieces, and you chop things up, balance, and look at things from different perspectives, you know. It can go really, really deep, but ultimately you will never know what someone's mind is and intentions, but you can guarantee and bet, no matter what their background or their cultural background, their upbringing, be rich, poor, whatever rough background or wherever they're coming from, you can bet, you know, your bottom dollar, you can bet, you know, that everyone's got emotions, and we're all basically the same. We've all got fears, we all know, you know, the good and the bad on both sides, right? So, you know what I mean, all those emotions. So this should help us to understand that. And it doesn't matter that someone might be out there in the world living their life a certain way, you know what I mean, living like lazy or fearful of certain things, or you know, confident about other things, or have certain abilities and this or that. You know, it doesn't matter. It's the same. Your concern for their lack of whatever you're seeing, be it them demonstrating, and you see lack of whatever you see. You know, you see that they are lacking in something in their demonstration, or what you see. Does that matter? It's the same as the need that you have to like, show yourself out and do. You know what I mean? There's people that talk to cameras like this all day, but I don't think there's, you know, everything I'm saying, talking to this camera, you'll never get to the point. You've got to feel it all starts without even saying it. Listen to yourself. You know, there's people out there who are just brainwashed by society, literally. They only know the language that they've been taught by their parents. It's the same as like John Fresco was talking about, you know, that people only know the language that they learn from their parents, the society, the upbringing, the people around them, what's wrong, what's right. And even those people who are more in tune with themselves and like who are more free. I've spoken to people that are really deep thinkers and stuff, and really clear in themselves, more and humble. But those people still, when they speak, I can see that there's a language, and I can see the influence of certain walls and locked doors. I can see it almost. I can see it visually. When they're speaking, I can see where they're trapping. They say things a certain way, they're going in one direction and they change their words to go that way. It's as though they're locked in a maze in their mind, and they don't know it. It's like rats, you know, in a maze, and they're just going around, and they're just, because their mind has been shaped and framed into this maze, you know, where the thinking can only flow within that structure. You see what I'm saying? And it's not even that, it's just a natural thing. I don't mean the thinking when you try to think, I mean just the way they are thinking. Their minds are already like that. And when their emotions are ignited, or you know, it's like when you shine a torch and point it at that mirror, it's going to bounce the light off the other mirror. When it's, you know, in that direction, that's what it's going to be. When you ignite that flame, that fire is going to spark, it's going to light up the cave. That's what happens. Their emotions within them, be it anger, fear, all those negative things. You know, you'll be amazed what you can be. You will be amazed, like the things people can do, or say, or do, or whatever. It's all an action. We're driven by negative emotions. I mean, some people have such bad feelings within themselves that they go out and they try to be the most kindest person ever. They've been through hell in their life. It's the same as me. I like to try to share good. You know what I mean? It's like people can be out there being so positive, trying to give others confidence, trying to do good, and donate money to charity or whatever it might be. And they're doing that, because they want to be better than that. And there's other people out there who feel so bad within themselves, they've got negative feelings, whatever it might be, and this triggers and makes them go out and do negative things. They hate the world because of this, and they feel jealousy, rage, hate towards others. And there's those other ones who go out there and be sly, like a snake, and they try to pretend to be kind, or this or that. And there's also other ones that don't go out there and like pretend like snakes, but there's other ones who go out there, other people, who are just naturally not thinking about being sly, but that's their way. It's just the way they just go out there and they just read of how people treat. They read of the respect they get, and we all like good feelings, right? We all like the people. We all like the feeling, the desire. When someone's kind to us, or looks up to us, or respects us, or supports us, and they're doing the right thing. They want to get that, and that's what we should be aiming towards. But you shouldn't be like trying to push people or pull people in certain directions to kind of bully and a kind of attack. Not like physical attack, but it's with the mind, and that comes just from that very thought in your mind, or that feeling like you wake up every day. There's these people that go out in the world with such an ego of putting it on, and it comes from inside. They feel that they need to do that. They feel because otherwise people don't know who they are, and they don't, so that they want to prove that there's something. And the sad thing is, it doesn't. All those people are misguided, because you are something. Everyone is something. We're all human beings. So this video here is quite a ramble talk. It's kind of like a messy, jumbled up collection of like topics mashed together, and it's like never ends. It's like infinite both ways. But it's like literally that. It's like that's what I'm saying. When you're speaking a language, it's like empty and meaningless. It's coming from nowhere almost. It's like just fear, darkness. That's really nowhere, And what I want, it's like I'll give you a really good one, because like recently I watched a film, as I say, Interstellar, this sci-fi film, right? And we're talking about like black holes and stuff. It's like a black hole. When the light comes in, you're not going to get any light out of a black hole, right? So if you're trying to put out any, no light will come out from a black hole. That's what it basically is. So if you're trying to put out advice to people, you should this or that, it doesn't matter how kind your words, this or this, at the end of the day, if you don't believe in something, it's not going to be true. It's whatever you believe inside is going to go out across. And so that's why I say to other people too, don't take just the advice you hear and just follow it blindly. Listen carefully and think about not what someone's saying, or the encouragement they're giving you, or the push on, or the advice. No, there's no need for sorries or thank yous or bows or whatever. You know what I mean? It's just mutual respect, understanding that person's coming from their own understanding of life from that moment in time. We're all basically not totally clear. So I'm talking to you about this now, and I'm not thinking about something else I could be thinking about, right? It's like, at that moment. So no one's perfect in that way, but what you can do is draw from that what you will, and it's not like someone's giving you or taking from you. You see what I'm saying? In life, mind and then the physical realities. It's not that. It's like you just look at this information as long as you wish to. If you don't want it, just get out of it. But listen to that information, think about that, kind of work with that, and what is look at your system, your way of thinking, and how to use that. And is there anything you can take from that? and work with. That's what I'll say. So that's what it basically is. Okay, so what I'm trying to say is, when someone's giving out advice just because they're afraid that of what you'll think of them, or someone's giving you encouragement or help, or someone's giving you, of telling you that they forgive you, or they respect you. It's like, where's that really coming from? So when someone's being kind to you in any way, positively, yeah, fair enough. You can, show respect and treat that as a positive thing. All positivity is positivity. I have to say that here, okay? Even if it's fakeness, you be understanding back. You show the same thing. If you're coming from a true source, you've got a true thing and a fake thing straight beside each other. The true thing is the true thing, and that's it, right? The fake thing will always be the fake thing. But sometimes, the light. You see what I'm saying? It's like the light will come from you and go into the black hole. No, you know what I mean? No, you will outshine darkness. That's what I will say. Everything is clear in the light, both for you and for the other person. So shine a light on this information that the person is giving you. And read those ancient hieroglyphs, what do you call it, on the walls. Hieroglyphic. Read those ancient texts, whatever's there. Listen to what the words that someone's saying. Think about that. Read it, not in any language. Just read it, and it's hard to say, but just think of that and what without meaning even. Just read it and think about the multiple meanings of what it could possibly mean, or how you could use it. Not just guess at what that person means, blah blah blah, and how complicated. Then you start to judge people. You can't be the same. You see what I'm saying? It's like two mirrors, the light's going to go nowhere. Might as well be two black holes, you know what I mean? So, if you shine the light on the subject, you will see a lot more for yourself. It's coming from a light source within yourself, positivity, right? When someone's kind to you, and you be kind back, someone offers you advice, you say thank you very much. You could give some next time, or just say thanks very much for that. Don't turn around and say, don't fucking give me advice, excuse my language, I don't need your... Don't say that. That'll be ignorant, and that'll be dumb, stubborn, and stuck up. So, if I was you, I would just... if it was me, I would say it'd be better to keep patient, and show positivity no matter what, and kindness. Even if that person is being fake towards you, as in faking their kindness, as long as they're not robbing you of anything. You only rob yourself in this life, your time, whatever, really. Avoid negativity. And also your own negative thoughts too. And if someone's being fake and kind towards you, but they're seemingly, but it's coming from a negative source within them, they want to prove themselves that they're good, that's only their own fear. You've got to respect them the same way as they might see you as a coward, or you might have your own fears, as we all do. It doesn't matter what other people think of you. We've all got our own fear, so we respect each other for that, no matter what, and just avoid negativity. As my teacher used to say, if it doesn't touch you, it can't hurt you. Not only the physical training, but blocking martial arts, if it doesn't touch you, it can't hurt you. My teacher always used to say, but I'm saying in the mind and the heart too, and all that. But, you know what I mean, yeah? Don't give up your time, your life, and all that, and worry, and bring yourself into ill health and stress. So if that's not, they're not able to take from you, it don't matter. If they're giving you positivity, yeah, even if it's coming from a fake source and really in their heart that it's a dark place, like in a black hole, don't worry. You give out the light. You know what I mean? This is the thing. People believe, as I said before, in life, again, another thing, from your perspective, as a positive person too, if you believe that you, in life, you pay, what the hell is pay? What does it mean to pay? You pay in life money, your time, your effort, whatever. Effort, time, money, whatever, yeah? All your care. And you know your whole life you've been paying, you've got nothing you feel, It's all a misguidance of the self. You're confusing yourself. Because what does it mean to pay? You only pay really when you lose. If you lose in life, that's a bad thing. But it's like if you pay money and you get some food back, or you get something, you're the one who did it. It didn't happen by itself, and it should be worth Yeah. It's like if you get the same amount back, I give you $50, you give me $50, for example, yeah, or pounds or whatever. You know what I mean? Or the same worth of money for this thing, or whatever you want it. If it's the same, that's almost like you pay nothing. It's free, right? It's the same. It's just the same as, you know, we say it's better to pay less and get more, right, rather than pay more and get less. But it's like you only get what you put in. You only get out what you put in. You know, like, or you only get out what you put in, or you only get in what you put out. You know what I mean? It's the same thing. You know, it's like when I was doing kickboxing back in the day. You know, my kung fu teacher was really good, a very philosophical person. But in the kickboxing, they also used to say, you know, you only get out what you put in. It's the hard train hard. You know. So I'm just saying. So it's not about just, you know, it's like you put negativity out, you get negativity back. Yeah. You know, you put out. Sometimes you put all your effort into something, though, like your whole life, let's say, effort, and you feel like you feel let down that you never got what you wanted. Be it in language, you know, with others, giving people help and advice, and all this it might even be, you know, and all this, you see. And you feel an encouragement and forgiveness, and you feel, well, nobody cares about me. You're bringing yourself down because you're not seeing back, getting back what you wanted, and that's not how life works. The truth comes from when you're calm within yourself, true and honest in yourself, and you're just happy doing it. You know what I mean? It's like, you know what I mean? If you had a football team who were really good at football, let's say, and they love the game and just enjoying it, and they practice every day, they probably get better and better, rather than just going out and saying, let's win. But let's say, then you might say, well, no, you need determination. You must have that warfare attitude, determination, drive, otherwise you're not going to win. You have to set a goal and aim for it. Like I already said in the targets video I was talking about, yeah? And focusing. But it's not about aiming for a target as such, it's the focus. Your focus can only be good if it's not stiff and shaky, as I said, fluid like water and not like ice that's going to crack. That's your attitude. It should be no attitude, fake attitude. You should be feeling like just happy and positive. You're enjoying this whole journey, this whole thing, you know, this whole process of what you're doing. The whole goal inside is light, you know, lightening up your life. Filling your shopping bag with the things you want, you know, filling your life with the people you want to be around. Filling your life with the people you want to be around. So you want to be around. You don't speak to someone you don't want to know, right? You don't know someone, you don't go to know someone you don't want to speak to, you know, you know what I mean? It's like, that's what it really is. So if you're like shining a light basically by being positive within, and it's spreading out, and as let's say an answer, or you're replying to someone who's being kind towards you, seemingly, or giving you help or advice or encouragement or forgiveness or all of that, and it's coming from a negative source on their part, but you're kind back and forgiving and all that, not because it's hard work, because you naturally know that all people are coming from their own heart anyway, which has different areas of confidence and fears and things, then your light should hopefully spread to them, and that person may one day also become more understanding and more true, and they see, wow, you know, it's happened to me, literally. I've had it before. People being like seemingly kind towards me, but they're being fake, really, and I'd be positive back towards them. They're positive to me, I'll be positive back. And I see that their face suddenly stops and they're thinking, and I see changes over time, and that person really becomes more respectful to me, because they see that mine's coming from a real source, and you can't beat the real. The fake will never beat the real. But some people, as I say, never do. They've got so much fear and anger inside them, and jealousy and envy. They look at you like, you know, fuck you. They can't believe it. So you think you're so stuck up. You think you're better than me. You're being kind, and this and that, and they're so afraid what others think of them, and they still feel so shallow and upset. They still focus on the fact that inside the truth is there, and they're actually very negative, and this messes them up for their whole life. And you can't go around, as I say, trying to change everybody. Sadly, helping everybody. But never stop being forgiving, understanding, and trying. It's very hard for me to say. You can't force such your help or your advice on people, but trying to be a better communicator and understand you know, being there and being outwardly communicating, just sharing your ideas with people, you know, honestly, and just hearing other people out and giving the time and, you know, and communication in this life, that should, or hopefully would, give more chance for them. You know what I mean, yeah? That's what I really mean, you know what I'm saying, yeah? It's like cooking a meal, cooking a little bit more. So some for you and some for them. If they eat it, they will. If they don't, they don't. But you never feel you lost, because you're still full. You haven't given up your dinner as such. You see what I'm trying to say? That's what it basically is. And one day they might remember that and respect you for that, and they might give back to you. And nobody goes hungry. That's what it basically is. It's not in food, it's in all aspects of life. It comes from this mind, but this attitude. But sadly, in this society, and also darknesses within the human emotions and all that, you know, the people need to figure out on themselves. It seems very hard, you know. I don't know how much you may have understood from this video. It's a real jumbled up one, and it's one of the deepest ones ever. What I will say before I go is, this is some real deep motherfucking shit. Excuse my language. I speak freely, as I say, and express myself freely. I'm just me, right? But I'm just saying, you know, all this talk goes nowhere. It's what you feel. Are you being real? And are you just following advice, ignoring advice? Or it's not about advice, it's about knowledge and information and what's out there. Studying what's out there and sharing yours, and being humble and respecting people who go and share, people that show their abilities or whatever in any way. You know, you shouldn't admire them because of their confidence or hate them because they're showing off as you see it. That's all fake blindness of their eyes. It doesn't even matter what they're really doing. If someone's showing something just to be positive or just overcome their own fears, or someone's really showing off their abilities, I don't care if it's martial arts or it's words from their mouth or they're cooking or they're speaking different languages. You can't put people down because of your own envy and your own jealousy of people or this or that, or giving advice. No, just see what's there and know that they're all coming from a heart of different emotions. They come from different backgrounds. We're all the same in that way. But we can only learn about our own life for most in our life. So don't get too distracted by all the other fake shit that you make up for yourself sometimes, and you believe that, oh, this guy's fake, that guy's fake, and then you start looking for the real stuff and you start getting yourself a bit too confused. Be real in yourself. Admire anyone who's, you know, not admire because they're showing off, but see what's being done and see the capabilities and learn for yourself by practicing. Practice is the best teacher, and that really is the truth. Don't just say, oh, this person's giving out advice, or this person is a really smart guy, you know, or just follow him. You know, just see the information. You look up to someone because this guy's got a degree, he's a professor, psychiatric doctor, psychology, whatever the fuck, you know, or some famous star opens his mouth. It's not about that at all. Or looking down on someone on the street because they're homeless, or an old person, a young person, or whatever the hell. You know, you look up the information. Is there anything new there? Or can you make anything new with whatever else you can? That's what it's about. It's like Jock Fresco said, even again, you know, taking information and that. He said we use whatever we learn around us, reading different books, taking the information from different sources and trying to create and arrange things in new ways, and that's creativity. You know? But you can't create all this BS in your mind about what other people might think of you or what they do or what, you know, or the hardships in your life, and blame it on this or that and or whatever generation or whoever else, and you're going around, you know, trying to prove what? Prove that you've got nothing but, you know, just this desire. No, it's got to come from a true source. And if it is coming from a true source, and if you really are just wanting to be positive out there and try and help others, try and be humble about it. But if you're really trying to, you know, communicate with others and just share your ideas, let's not say you should this, you should. If you're trying to share your ideas, or you're trying to communicate, or try and be kind and just trying to be there, even be a listener, even just showing you care with your words, even if you don't even know how to express it too much. It takes practice with different people, different personalities and stuff. But if you feel that you're tiring yourself and you're wasting your time and energy, then you might feel that for the rest of your life and bring yourself so down. Don't always expect the person to turn around and say thank you, this and that, and give you gold coins, you know what I mean, or chocolate money for Christmas. You know what I mean? That's what it's really about. Just do it because you want to do it. And if you don't want to do something, don't do it. Same as all that, right? If you want to do something, do it well. And that's what it's really about, right? Doesn't matter what another person does. They waste their whole life on negative feelings. All the feelings in the mind and all that is the core, the root, the seed of every action. What comes from that, you know what I mean? You ain't got time to waste. You haven't even got time to waste talking to a camera like this, but communication is not a waste at all. You've got to understand why you're doing something and think things carefully through, just be positive. Alright, that's just how I feel. Thank you for watching this long, deep video again, okay? I want to say I hope everybody enjoys my other stuff too. My cartoons, I make my little animations, also my raps. I do my own rap music for fun, you know. It's all for fun. I like to do little short movies and also my martial arts training videos, okay? All the martial arts. I've done so many Wing Chun, sticky hands, Kung Fu sparring videos, and I'm going to be putting a lot of different kinds of training videos too on different kinds of training, okay, just for anyone. And remember, as I'm saying, we're not talking about the topic now we're talking about this, but all that stuff I just said is here right now. Again, see, maybe you're thinking, oh, what's all this martial art? It depends. But I just share my good. I don't share it out and say that this is the way it is and this is how you do it, I'm an expert. No, I just know my little bit and I show to just hopefully inspire people to keep healthy and fit, and just, I love the martial arts. I believe it can help a lot of people. So no one knows everything about a certain subject, you know, but we just learn from each other. You learn from the good and the bad and everything. You look at it, observe. If you want to, if you don't want to, forget it. Observe all what's going on, whatever you're focusing on, the good, the bad, look at it and see how you can be productive and do better yourself. Not to compare, but feel what's good for you. And the most important thing is practice, not just follow blindly. There's no perfect art, there's no perfect ultimate knowledge that you know everything, you know. But there is positivity, and there is, you know, you can either waste time or you can use it practically, so positively, alright? Thanks for watching, thank you, train hard and stay safe. Thank you for always watching. More videos to come always.